Guest. Let's get right to it. Florida Congressman Greg Steube here. We've got debt ceiling debate. We've got a border about to explode, which is already over capacity. We've got a lying state-run media, and we've got evidence of corruption within the Biden family. But oh, Greg, let's only talk about George Santos today.
Yeah, it's amazing how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, insane. Where would you like to begin, sir, on the great press conference that Comer and your colleagues put on today, showing just a taste of what they've uncovered so far?
Yeah, and think about the gravity of this. You have a vice president at the time, now president of the United States, who was using his political position to funnel millions and millions of dollars to family members. And what they've discovered is they would use these different LLCs and send all the money to all these different LLCs. And now what they're trying to go through now is investigating where that money actually went to, if it was used for personal expenses, family expenses, how they funneled the money back. Obviously, we're assuming to the big guy, but millions upon millions of dollars that was given to the Biden family members, 9 of them, and not for any other purpose. There was no job that they were doing. There was no consulting that they were doing. It was 100% for influence peddling, as Mr. Comer talked about it. I mean, how historic this is that we had a vice president, a sitting vice president, using his position to get millions upon millions of dollars from foreign countries for his family members.
Yeah, it's insane. And you know, when I was watching the coverage today on the legacy lying media networks, and after their wall on Santos or their wall-to-wall on the Trump verdict from yesterday, they covered this much of the press conference. They had a reporter out front talking about it, and they all had to tag out the report with, "There was no evidence, by the way, that Joe took any money. No evidence, no evidence." And then the anchor would repeat it with the reporter. "No evidence, right? No evidence." Well, yeah, Joe, before he lost his marbles, wasn't that stupid. He tried to cover his tracks. That's why on the laptop, which yes is real, it says this much to the big guy. But I'm sure it's difficult for you guys to find and trace that money because he made sure it went to all the family members because he don't care about his family. He'll throw them under the bus. Let's be real.
Well, we will find the answers to that. It's just going to take time because we now have more subpoenas. So now that we have the information of where this foreign national millions of dollars went to these different LLCs, now that we can subpoena that information from the bank records of those LLCs and see where the money actually went. But of course, that takes time to subpoena that information. But what we do know, and what is a fact, is the Biden family, 9 of them, took millions upon millions of dollars from the Chinese Communist Party, Romania, all these different other countries for their own personal purposes to these LLCs, and basically used the LLCs as a money laundering scheme to be able to hide that the money was going where it was going.
Yep. And to me, that means you have a compromised commander-in-chief. Because if foreign companies that are owned by, let's be real, foreign governments, like in China, it's not like America with capitalism, if you've taken millions from them, how in the hell do we know then you're going to be negotiating our best interest with foreign adversaries? You're not, Joe. I know you got to run. I got to hit 2 more quick with you, Greg. And that, of course, is the debt ceiling debate and the lies the Biden regime keeps saying about Republicans. Now, tell me if I was right or wrong on that intro. Yes, you guys control the purse strings, so you control the budget numbers that everybody has to vote on and agree. But then as it's being spent, obviously the White House can divert, send money, do whatever. So when he keeps saying you guys are cutting money to vets, to this, to that, no, you're keeping the levels exactly same as last year's budget, 22, but he can decide then where some of that goes. So in essence, they would be making the cuts, if there are any cuts.
Well, first of all, that's a complete and outright lie to the American people that Republicans want to cut veterans, Republicans want to cut Social Security, Republicans want to cut Medicare. That's absolutely not the fact. And in fact, I have a bill that would actually increase the type of things that veterans get the authority to do as far as their health care and give them choice to go anywhere they want to get it when they need it. So that's absolutely a lie. But we are going to decrease some of the numbers, some of these spending, like the Green New Deal spending,
right,
that was going on, the 87,000 IRS agents we've defunded, that's part of the budget piece. But the debt ceiling, you know, they're saying we're not doing our job. We did our job. We passed a debt ceiling bill out of the House and sent it to the Senate, and we're hearing crickets from Schumer and crickets from the president, and they're refusing to do anything about it. So the American people through the House of Representatives have done what we needed to do as it relates to the debt ceiling because we think we need to reduce spending to be able to start balancing our budget and going on a path to a balanced budget, just like businesses have to do and your personal welfare has to do. So it's a complete outright lie that Congress isn't doing their job because the House has done their job. And now Chuck Schumer and the Biden administration are just pointing fingers at us and refusing to negotiate on the debt ceiling.
And it'll help bring inflation down if you can get that done too. And then everyone want to talk about that. My last one to you is a simple one. Title 42 goes away, but let's be real, whether it went away or not, this surge was coming and it's looking horrible down there. The videos that we have seen from Brownsville, from right in downtown, here it is, El Paso, an American city. This is insane. I mean, thousands upon thousands of illegals gearing up, walking in. Can we get a grip on this and stop this? Or are we going to see this for 2 more years of this regime? Greg?
Well, we're going to pass an immigration reform bill this week here on the House floor. We have called upon the administration to try to act on this. They are intentionally and deliberately violating federal law on the border every single day, and You're seeing it right there on the screen. All they have to do is enforce the current law, and you wouldn't be seeing what we're seeing. Over 5 million illegal immigrants have come into this country, and that's not including what is waiting at the border to come in tomorrow when this Title 42 goes away. This is a crisis that was created by this administration. Mm-hmm. They want this crisis because they want to allow these illegal immigrants into our country, and then states like California and New York and otherwise gives illegal immigrants the ability to vote.
Exactly. Just changing the electorate. It's insane that they're allowed to do this. I mean, if there was ever a president that should be impeached and thrown out of office for treason to this nation over the border, it would be Joe Biden. Greg Steube, as always.
Agree 100%.
We appreciate you so much.